A lot of women today have forgotten their place.
And we live in this inverted world, and I feel we got stuck in this whole feminism thing. Feminism is a scam. And now it's like trying to undo. It is feminism. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, we are equal in value, but we are not equal in traits. We are different. Men and women are different.
I agree with that.
And I'm so sick and tired of why are we fighting to be something that we're not? I am not a man. I will never be a man. And for those of you that make that decision, I love that for you. Period. But there are certain things that are just, y'all are stronger than we are. We are more detail oriented than you are. There are certain traits that we naturally got from God based on the gender that we are. And it's all based on survival.
Yeah, that's why
it's all based on human nature. And so I feel like a lot of women, not all women, but most women have forgotten their place.
Within themselves,
within the order of family, within the order, even like with God. You know, if you just want to start blanketing statements, like, now this is a thing. If you are a masculine woman, that's fine, but stop acting like you're feminine. If you want to be a boss, babe, I don't need no man. You go do you, boo, but stop teaching that that's the answer, because I'm sick and tired of this divide of the family. I'm sick and tired of now good men, like, and I'm listening to like stories, right? Good men are getting lazy in dating. They're getting lazy in the pursuit because women are making either everything too easy or they're too hands off. So now what's the point in even trying to date a woman when you're the man that you want me to be?
Yeah, like what's the point? You're wasting your time because it's never going to work. It's never going to work. Like, stop telling me what to do. It's like, you keep that to yourself. If you don't want a man, okay, that's fine. But don't get mad at me for wanting one. Don't be mad at me for actually caring about one, you know?
Ladies, I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm probably breaking bro code by even sharing this, but I have to be honest. As a man, I'm speaking as a man here, we know very early on, what our intentions are for you. That means after date 1, date 2, we know if you're wife material, girlfriend material, and we're hunters. So we go after what we want. We will not waste time. If we want you, we will do what we have to do to get you, to have you. Because we're men, that's what we do. If he's stringing you along, ladies, if it's been months and he hasn't committed to you, he's not calling you his girlfriend, or if it's been years and he hasn't proposed to you, it's because he doesn't want you like that. I'm telling you right now, do not waste your time on men like that, because we will do whatever you allow us to do. And if you allow us to string you along, to play with you, that's exactly what we will do. So if you want a future, if you want a family, then you need to date men who have good intentions for you, who want the same things, who have the same values, because once again, we will play with you if you let us play with you. Don't do it.
She calls me, I talk to her, hang up. Zalon says, Chanel call you for everything, huh? She call you for everything. I say, yeah, because she feels like it's all that problem.
Yeah.
You know? And at first, this is the crazy part, bro. If you're not really in tune with the dynamic between you and your woman, you would think that it's annoying. And your perspective will be like, yo, it's annoying. She keeps calling me, asking me for something that I can't do nothing about. But then if you shift your perspective, bro, I look at it like, yo, I'm the one person that she's calling to call for anything.
Yeah.
That's a privilege, bro.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to be that for a woman, you know? And me as a man, I welcome that. Because how pointless and worthless would I be if I had a woman and she wasn't doing that for me?
The male translation of I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm never going to make you my girlfriend or pursue a serious long-term sustainable relationship with you. I enjoy using you for my satisfaction and only coming in and out of your life when it's convenient for me. This situation makes me very, very happy because I don't have to put in any of the real effort required to be in a real relationship, but you still treat me like you would a boyfriend, and I still get your loyalty. That's so amazing. I am not ready right now, nor will I ever be, to put in more effort to get the same result, which is you treating it like a relationship. That's all I need, and that's all I want. I'm not ready to commit to you and actually have to be consistent with you, even when it's inconvenient for me. Like, what? Don't be silly. I don't find you interesting or desirable enough to be in a serious relationship with you. Actually, majority of the reason I even spend time with you is because you have no boundaries, you have absolutely no standards, and no matter what I do, you will always forgive me. So it's a win-win for me, all ways around. But at least when I say it like this, you feel like eventually at some point in the near future, things might change, even though they won't. But the point is you feel like they might, which will keep you around long enough for me to continue using you, which is great.
Do you date women your own age?
I'm not attracted to them. There's very few that are really attractive.
I'm asking men, why are you like this?
I just want something peaceful to do. I just did a runway show in Milan. I've been a cover of a magazine.
You're on the cover of a magazine?
Yes, and a book as well.
Are you a famous model?
I wouldn't say a famous model, but I've been modeling for a while.
Okay.
Have you done any modeling?
Yes, I
Quit?
retired.
You retired?
Because I'm old now.
Oh, it's different for men. Women age differently.
What age women do you date?
23 to 33.
How old are you?
I'm be 53 this year.
Do you date women your own age?
No. I'm not attracted to them. There's very few that are really attractive. I mean, I didn't make this world. It's just the way it is. A girl's not attracted to you if you don't have money.
Why does it stop at 33?
Because if you get into a nice long relationship, you've got at least 10 years where you're really attracted to her. And I age way better than most people. Like, I've got really nice skin. I'm really fit. I'm flexible. I'm fast.
Women will be like, F a man, I don't need a man, play these men how they play you. Truth is, that type of woman has been hurt and she still has some healing to do. I've been there. But no matter what society says, men, we need you. We need you to lead us. We need you to protect us. And not just physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. We need you to help us raise these kids. Children need their fathers just as much as they need their mothers, and this is not up for debate. We need you to love us, genuinely. Men, we need you. And maybe this video is going over your head so we can agree to disagree, or maybe this message just is not for you. But dear future husband, I need you. And I can't wait till we cross paths and become equally yoked. But until then, I'm going to continue working on myself so that when things align, I can be capable of being the woman that you need to.
If your husband feels more like your handyman than your man, we've got a problem. You don't get to withhold affection, bark orders, and treat him like he's just there to fix stuff and fund your life, then act shocked when the chemistry's off. Men crave affection just like we do, but they're quieter about it. So when he starts pulling away or shutting down, it's not because he doesn't care. It's because he's tired of feeling unwanted. You used to flirt, reach for him. Now he's lucky to get a half-hearted love you before bed. And I get it. Life is loud. But don't let tired be your personality forever. You still have to show up for your marriage. It's not about being in the mood every second. It's about being intentional. Because here's the truth. If you keep treating him like he's just there, don't be surprised when he starts acting like he's not yours. Affection isn't extra, it's essential. So don't wait till he's distant to wake up. Start showing up before it's too late.
I just don't understand how the most basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries, and just pull absolute tens, like the hottest girls that you will ever see. And these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening and how these men are able to get away with it? Also, like, how can we stop this? It's out of control and it's getting to a point where it needs to be stopped.
Okay. So she's super jealous of this new reality where guys are disgusted with American women in this country because it's really becoming like a pandemic of sorts of just horrible behavior. And they go to other countries and they meet women who want to be in their feminine, right? Because they haven't been indoctrinated in the same way.
And a lot of women lack accountability. There's a lot of women who you would sit down and ask her, like, hey, like in your last relationship, like what role did you play in it going wrong?
Right.
And she'll look you in the eyes and say nothing. I did what I was supposed to do. He cheated.
Yeah.
Or I did what I was supposed to do. He neglected me.
Yeah. That right there, what you said, a lot of women lack accountability. No. And I can say a lot of men lack accountability. How about we address the men? lacking your emotional state.
I think what you're doing is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Because again, I never said that men don't lack accountability. When you said it, I nodded. Yep, you're right. A lot of men do. But just the mere mention of a woman having something to work on made you feel away. Tell a woman that she needs to work on something, or you tell a woman that she's doing something wrong, automatically go into defense. Yeah, they may be wrong too, and we'll get to that. But right now, we on you. Don't spin it back in my moment of telling you what you need to work on. And a lot of women do that.
Well, you know what ends up happening, you know, because I think the clip was talking about a lot of women have forgotten their place today. And I do agree. A lot of these modern ladies, you know, they run in front of the man and they say, oh, no, it's easy now. I'm gonna go ahead and do it and da-da-da and this and that. Right. And the man says, okay, let me back up. And when you keep on doing that, because modern women go through seasons to where that's what they want to do, right? I want to be up in front. I want to be doing this. I want to be doing that. So they go through seasons of wanting to do that. But then they go through seasons of wanting to be a passenger princess. We talk about it. Think of it as like their cycle. They go through like 28 days. And in this day or in this week, I feel like this. In this week, I feel like that. In this week, I feel like X, Y, and Z. And this is my really bad week right here. They do that, but they do that all year, right? In different quarters, they'll do that. Like you still have the 28-day cycle, but then you have the quarterly cycle, half a year cycle, quarter of a decade cycle, half a decade, 75%, so on and so forth. They are going through that emotionally to where they see certain things. Like I said, they have multiple cycles that they're going through. So they're kind of like, okay, I want to do this now. I want to do this. I want to do this. And they go through these different cycles of feelings and emotions and wanting to feel a certain way. So even if they're having a cycle monthly, because they're in a different cycle, and I know it probably sounds confusing, because they're in a different cycle in their life overall, I want to feel powerful. I want to feel strong. So I want to take charge. I want to take the lead. But then, you know, about 5 years goes by. Now I don't want to be in that cycle anymore. I don't want to do that. I want to go and rest, and for another 4 or 5 years, I want my man to take it. But a man is saying to me, that's not consistent. I need somebody that's consistent. You're always up and down. You know, there's never any, I can never really depend on you. I can never really rely on you to do things. So I don't know how to treat you. I don't know how to talk to you because I mean, sorry to say it, but it's almost like you have multiple different personalities.
What is wrong with modern dating nowadays?
Okay. So guys think that they don't have to like put effort or win women over. They just kind of expect traditional men, they would take you out on dates and, ask your parents out. But now it's just like, yo, you up?
Literally, they don't want to pay for anything. Like, excuse me? I agreed to go out with you.
Brokey. Same thing they said. Like, they just don't want to be like men anymore. I feel like men used to like build walls and like do shit. Like they used to go to war. Like
look at all these men down here. Like, do you think that they're like gonna treat a woman right? No.
I know this is an unpopular opinion in today's time and culture, but providing for a woman that's not your wife is crazy. Now, I know a lot of men, right, when they first start getting money, it's easy to want to spend and splurge and have a good time and spending money on different women. But that's how you go broke. And mature men understand that you only provide and splurge on your wife, Beyonce, or someone you've been in a long-term relationship with. In 2026, men have to stop investing their resources into women that they barely even know. Like, think about all the money you invested into flings and people that are no longer around. You could have put that money in the stock market, something that would have gave you an actual return.
I say something respectfully. I come from a very toxic household too. I've been working since I was 16 years old. I've never sold my body. I did everything I could to get to where I'm at. I'm a licensed therapist now and I content create. Do you know how hard it took me to get to where I'm at? And I've never sold my body. So when you're saying that, it's kind of like of an excuse. I'm not trying to attack you whatsoever because like I said, it's your life, whatever, but you're using the excuse of having a toxic family. I didn't have a mom. I didn't have a lot of things growing up. So you could work at a warehouse. You can do a lot of things. I make 6 figures now because of social media, but I had to get up there. I used to bartend just like her and I didn't want to do that. I used to wash dishes. I used to work in a freaking warehouse loading trailers. You think a girl wants to do that? No. So when you guys are saying this stuff and then talking about God, it makes no sense. If you cared a lot about God, you'd follow the way he wants you to be, not however you think you should be. And like the excuses to me, I'm not trying to be rude, but it just sounds crazy.
Well, you know, like I know it sounds crazy, like I do and I sin, but I still pray to God every day.
So if I steal every single day and tell God, please, thank you, like, how does that work? If I go hurting people in this world and then say, oh, God forgives me, you're not learning your lesson. Okay, can I say something respectfully?
You know how I know y'all don't really be loving these men and y'all don't really be wanting to be with these men or even care about these men, because if you did, you would know that men are emotional men. A man that cares, when a man cares, he's going to display every part of him because he's trying to show you that he cares. And one thing you're going to know is that it's genuine, because he's going to do things that you have never gotten done for you probably before, and you probably don't even deserve him doing it for you. That's why you are able to identify when a man loves you.
12 divided by 3.
36. I think, wait, no.
36. 100 divided by 4.
Math was never my strong suit.
You got this.
40.
No.
No, wait, no, that's not right.
90 minus 45.
90 minus 45.
Yeah.
Hold on. 90 minus 45. So 5. I don't know, 54.
I'm going to tell you what my definition of submission is.
Okay.
It means to come under your mission.
Absolutely.
So if you are a leader, if you have vision, if you are humble, if God is your source, you know where you're going, you got a plan for our life.
Yeah.
When I come to you, you're going to present and say, Tiffany, this is the mission.
Yeah.
This is where I'm heading. Will you come under what I'm doing? Because God has made you my helpmeet.
Yeah.
This is the mission. I need your help in making it even bigger. I get excited about submission.
Okay.
I find submission so sexy.
Yeah.
I find submission to the place where I finally get to exhale, because now I get to be in my place that God made me, where I get to be a woman.
Yeah.
I get to be in my soft season, because now I get to be a part of the mission that God has given you.
Yeah.
I don't think submission is hard.
It's not.
The problem is, women, sometimes we are so eager to be with somebody that we don't really take the time to first see what is his mission.
Yeah.
What am I signing up to submit
So
to?
good, baby.
I am about to come under. The other problem with culture is nobody wants to come under somebody else's mission.
If a man leaves the relationship, he's never coming back. Let me cook for a second. A man will cheat on you. A man will shut down emotionally on you. A man will shut down physically on you. A man will cuss you out. A man might even grip you up. But when a man leaves, men don't leave. When a man leaves, it is over in every single way. And if he's leaving you, that's because he found something to replace you. He found something that he feels like in his heart is better than you, because men don't leave relationships to be alone. Because men don't believe that healing alone is the way that you get over a relationship. We believe that getting on top of another woman and building with another woman is how you get over a relationship. That's why we always get into relationships faster than women and get over past relationships faster than women, because before we leave, 9 times out of 10, we already got somebody to fill your shoes. So if you're dealing with a man and he left, that's over, baby. Respectfully.
If I was a dad with a baby mom that put me on child support, that would take pretty much 80 to 90% of my paycheck every single time I got paid, I wouldn't work either. Y'all want to get on here and drag men for not holding a job, knowing they got kids, and the reason why they won't work is because their baby mother is going to take all of their paycheck. And y'all keep screaming like, oh, that's up. Go find a job, take care of your kids. Let me ask you something. How is a man supposed to take care of his kids when y'all leave him with like $100 or $200 after the paycheck hits? I don't want to hear, oh, I do that with my kid. I make it work. I'm a single mom. I make it work. You have sole custody of your kid, which makes it easier for you to claim benefits from the state and or government. When a man doesn't have full custody of his kid, he don't get all that. You can't just double jeopardy kid. Like, it don't work like that. And number 2, chances are you were not at rock bottom. Your baby dad is likely at rock bottom. He actually needs his first few paychecks completely to himself so that he can get on his feet, so that he can support his kids. But when you take the whole entire paycheck before he even has a chance to do that, how is he supposed to continuously provide child support? Is he supposed to live in a box and go to work every day? The same way things cost money for you, it costs money for your baby dad too. Like I'm sure it's more expensive for you to have a kid and raise it basically independently, but your baby, you're not even giving him a chance, because personally, I feel like if you're going to forcibly take child support from a man, he should have at least 6 months before child support starts to collect. You should have at least 6 months. 6 months is honestly pushing it. If he's really starting at rock bottom, 6 months is enough to maybe get him, I don't know, a roommate at somebody else's house. If he's lucky to find someone that will take him in and let him pay a very cheap rent because of his situation. That's enough to maybe be at a homeless shelter and afford a Planet Fitness membership and take showers there. That's enough to get some food in his house so he has enough energy to go to work. The problem isn't taking the child support. The problem is taking the child support before he has a chance to better himself for your children.
Making sense to you? Yes, you. It's true. Is there no means to the end? So tell me, how does it feel to know no one is coming? No one is running when you hit the ground. How does it feel to know that no one's around, girl? No one will be there when you hit the ground. How does it feel? How does it feel to be alone?
So you say on this video, you can't count on men to be decent human beings in the gym. I've done tons of videos where men rush in to spot and help women. This has nothing to do with men and everything to do with you making bad decisions, like going for a PR while filming it and not asking anyone for a spot. Secondly, once you fail and the bar's on top of you, you don't scream or yell out for help or let anyone know that you need it. And thirdly, that man walks by after you get out from underneath the bar. What do you want him to do? So again, nothing to do with men, everything to do with you making bad decisions. So be accountable and stop pointing fingers. And that bear that you're talking about, he wouldn't spot you either. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
You know, I appreciate her speaking on what men go through in child support. A lot of modern women don't really even understand what a man has to go through. They just think, oh, well, he's probably out there at the club doing whatever. And that's not even the case at all. Not even close. That man doesn't have any money. But they think he does because, you know, he's free and he's doing this. That man might be trying to get a job. And by the time that man gets a job, you take all the money that he has. And so it puts him in a bad spot. Well, I'm in a bad spot. You're not actually in a bad spot. You've been claiming the kids on your taxes, getting money back. You're in a bad spot because you've been blowing that money on stuff that you shouldn't be blowing it on. Like over in abundance. I'm not talking about, man, you know, we got the tax return back. And I took out, you know, say for instance, you might get 8 to 10K back on your tax return. I took like 1,000 and, you know, maybe even 2,000. Took like 2,000 and we just, you know, we went on vacation. Me and the kids went on vacation, or I went and bought them school clothes, you know, so I went and bought them some nice stuff as much as I could. And then we went out and had a really nice dinner. You didn't do that. You went and balled above on a bag for yourself, a nice bag. Instead of honestly and truly getting your car fixed, you could have gotten your car fixed with that money. Y'all are doing a lot of stuff. Number one, number two, number three. You don't even have them children half the time. They be over at your mama's house. They be over at your parents, your daddy's house. You don't be having them. So all of this stuff about it's hard, I'm a single mom, this, that, I get it and I understand it. But, you know, really honestly and truly, your parents need to be talking about Happy Mother's Day to me, because I'm the one taking care of the child. Happy Father's Day to me, because it's me. I'm the one taking care of the child.
I think that women are significantly more narcissistic. I think filters, women are starting to think they actually look like they're filters. Like, I swear to God,
true.
when I go on social media and I say younger women are more attractive than older women, you know what I get? I get married 37-year-old mothers tweeting at me their selfies, proving to me that they are the epitome of hotness. My God, these always get millions of views. Now, if I do women like rich men, I don't get men tweeting at me that they're poor and they can still get women. I don't see it. I don't think we live in reality, because I don't think men ever really correct us.
Ladies, it's important to carry yourself like a wife before your husband even finds you. Let me break this down, because a lot of women want to be wives but still moving with no direction or convictions. You can't pray for a husband and live like you don't respect yourself. Carrying yourself like a wife is not about cooking for men. It's not about doing wife duties for boyfriends. It's about how you move when nobody is claiming you. A wife does not entertain everybody that wants access. A wife does not flirt with any little attention she gets. A wife does not move off every little emotion she feels when she's lonely. And this is where the problem is. Too many women think being chosen means being desired. No, being chosen is about being trusted. Marriage is not built on vibes. It's built on character. If you cannot control your mouth now, marriage won't save you. And if you cannot control your body now, a ring won't suddenly give you discipline. And that's the truth. Carrying yourself like a wife means you do not need attention from every man who looks in your direction to feel valuable. You do not need validation to feel secure. You don't need a man to tell you who you are. You already know because of who you are in Christ and who he tells you to be. A wife knows how to pause instead of react. She knows how to leave situations that do not align, even when she likes the person. She knows how to sit in loneliness without filling it with confusion. And let's be honest, a lot of women want the benefits of marriage without the responsibility of it. They want provision, but not submission to God. They want protection, but don't even protect their own spirit. They want leadership, but don't even know how to be led. The Bible says a wise woman builds her house. That does not start with a man. That starts with discipline. How you dress when nobody is checking you, how you speak when you're emotional, how you move when temptation shows up. Marriage does not build character, it exposes it. So if you really want to be a wife one day, stop asking where he at and start asking, am I ready? Because the man you're praying for is not looking for potential chaos. He's looking for peace. And peace is a lifestyle. Carry yourself like a wife now, not to attract a man, but because you respect the assignment. And when the right man shows up, you won't have to audition for it. He'll recognize you, because God does not miss.
How much should a wedding ring cost? 10 grand.
30,000.
30,000? 10 grand? Jeez. 10 grand. What you gotta say to 10 grand?
30,000.
I'm sticking to my 10 grand. What is this 10 grand? How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm gonna say no. It has to be 30,000.
You're gonna say no? It has to be 30,000.
I know what he makes, so I know what ring I want.
Alright, 30,000. 30,000. Well, there you got it, folks. 30,000, just like that.
I think this is a joke. It has to be a joke. It better be a joke, because this woman essentially told you she's pocket watching. $10,000 isn't cheap, so you can't even say that he's sliding you in any kind of way. I want 30,000. That's going to be it, or I'm going to say no. Well, ma'am, you're just going to have to say no and be by yourself, because I'm going to keep this entire 30,000 for myself and spend it on what I want. Too bad for you.
One of the most toxic traits that the majority of women have that I don't hear anyone talking about is the way that women will always apologize or tell the truth only after they've been told about the consequences to their actions. Let me explain. If a woman is only telling you the truth after you've threatened to leave, just know that it is a form of manipulation and a form of self-preservation. Because the only reason that she's supposedly being honest is because she doesn't want to have to deal with the consequences to her actions. And let me give you an example. Let's say you tell your wife or girlfriend that you don't want her having Snapchat, but she turns around and she's been having Snapchat behind your back and you question her about it, and you're like, you know what, I'm not cool with you lying, I'm out of here, because you have self-respect, you have morals, you have self-worth, and you're like, no, that was a boundary for me, I'm cutting you off, I'm never talking to you again. And now all of a sudden she's going to tell you that she has Snapchat, that, you know, she hasn't been happy. She's telling you that, you know, all of the things that are supposedly wrong in the relationship, and she's finally being a truth teller. Again, it is not to be an honest person. And this is where it gets twisted. When she gets into that next relationship and she starts telling the new guy, oh, but I was so honest, I was so upfront, I always told the truth, she leaves out the part in the situation where she only told the truth to keep her in this relationship, or to keep her from accountability and to deal with the consequences of her own actions. Because is it really honest behavior or somebody that has integrity if she's waiting until all of the cards fall against her and not in her favor for her to be honest? No, that's fake, that's manipulation, and you shouldn't be falling for it. The majority of women are not telling you the truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings, or the majority of women are lying to you because they don't want to deal with how you might react. Okay, bye.
Women need to stop dating down. If you want to do charity work, volunteer. As a divorce lawyer, I see it far too often. A woman with degrees, drive, discipline, and dreams shackled to a man whose only ambition is comfort. She thinks love will level the playing field, and he thinks love means never being asked to grow. We don't talk about this enough, but dating down is a long-term liability, not just emotionally, but financially, energetically, and psychologically. When you date someone who isn't in alignment with your values, your work ethic, your lifestyle, or your ambition, you're not just carrying a relationship, you're carrying the weight of two lives and pretending it's love. He will let you pay for dinner, co-sign the car, help him find himself, and call you materialistic when you ask for bare minimum effort. The worst part, you'll justify it. You'll say he has potential. You'll say he's healing. You'll say we're a team, but only one of you is playing offense. Here's what I've learned watching hundreds of women walk away from these kinds of relationships. The resentment builds slowly. First, you stop asking for help because you know he won't follow through. Then you stop dressing up around him because he doesn't notice anyway. And eventually you stop dreaming out loud because every vision turns into a debate. And suddenly you realize you didn't just lower your standards, you erased them. Dating down doesn't make you generous, it makes you drained. It teaches you to silence your needs so someone else can feel secure. It teaches you to be grateful for crumbs because you once had nothing. But crumbs are not a meal, and pity is not a foundation. I'm not saying relationships are transactions, I'm saying they're partnerships. And if you're constantly the one showing up, funding the vision, fixing the mood, and holding everything together, then you're not dating, you're parenting.
Guys, you hear that? Because a lot of times you guys do that with women. You don't care if she has a job. You don't care if she could be stupid and y'all are still willing to date them. So you want to stop doing that, right? You want to date women that are on your level. So if she's not as successful as you, then don't even bother. Don't waste your time. If she's not able to make sure that you're okay, cook and clean, and make sure that you have, you're ready for work, throw her out the door. Next. You don't need that.
That wall hits you, ladies, it's going to hit hard. And it's going to hurt. And you're going to be bitter. And you're going to hate Kevin Samuels. You're going to hate Andrew Tate. You're going to hate Rollo Tomaso. You're going to hate Michael Sartain. You're going to hate Black Ice. You're going to hate Glenn Lawrence. You're going to hate Pearl. You're going to hate Fresh and Fit. You're going to hate us. You're going to say the same thing that everybody, no, we told you, literally, because I picked them out. I said, my God, I feel bad for the guy that's going to end up with her. And it was the prettiest girl in school. It was the cheerleader. It was the Who's Who club. And now I look at him and I'm like, whoa, you're alone. What happened? It was the career. Look, I've been around a minute, guys. I've got experience. I'm not making this up. I'm not pulling this out of my...
We don't really give pretty women a pass like we used to. We're looking for pretty energy. Like men are willing to forego the pretty face if the energy is right. That we don't want a 8, 9, 10 in the face, but a 2 or 3 in the energy. We're no longer impressed with what you didn't do yourself. I mean, you hit the DNA lottery, but it doesn't have value when there's nothing behind it. There's no character. Pretty gets you in the door. It doesn't keep you in the house.
And you know, the guy, I think he was saying something to the effect of, pretty get you in the door, but you know, you have to have something else that's going to keep you in the house. That's going to help you to say, okay, you know, yeah, you can come in and stay, right? That's, men keep on trying to tell you this is how it goes, but you don't want to hear them. You want to do what you want to do and say, okay, pretty is, I got here being pretty, and I'm just going to continue to do that. I got this dude interested in me. I got that dude interested in me. It doesn't matter. You keep on getting in the door, but how many houses do you actually stay in? You don't even have a home. Nobody wants you. You keep on jumping from house to house. Why do you think that's healthy? Modern women will come up with all things, any way to try to sit up here and tell you, oh yeah, that, you know, it's good for me, and that's the way I want to live my life. You want to live your life riding the carousel? Really? I don't think so. At some point in time, man, y'all be telling men to settle down. You have to, I mean, we need to be begging and pleading these modern women. Settle down. You are ruining your life.
Excuse me? Do you come here often, or?
Come here at a gym. Come here often.
Anyways.
Good try. Good try. Don't ever use that again, though.
This is literally 99% of people's nightmare scenario. He didn't say anything wrong. He's getting laughed at and humiliated in public. But for him, this is actually a good thing for a few reasons. I'm not saying these women's actions were correct. They probably weren't. But what I'm saying is they did him a favor. First of all, he knows these are two people he does not want to be friends with. He does not want to be close with in any way because they're very mean to him. These are people you probably don't want in your life if they're just laughing at random strangers. The second thing is this is like failure exposure therapy. This had to be so rough for him. This had to be so embarrassing that it really can't get any worse. So the next time he wants to approach a girl, go to a job interview, or do anything that might cause social anxiety, you can literally think, oh man, it's probably not going to be as bad as this one time. And if it is, I survived. I can deal with it. Failure can give you confidence in this way, knowing you can handle more than you thought you previously could. If you're scared to approach someone in real life because you're afraid of this type of reaction, just remember there is something for you to learn and grow. On top of that, everyone in the comments unanimously agrees that the women were the rude ones here. They were the people who were being weird in the story. It's embarrassing for them, not the guy or you who's going up to these people who have these weird, insane responses. Go out there and socialize. The best skill set you can build is the ability to talk to people. Whether it's to make friends, whether it's for sales, whether it's for a job interview, whether it's to get a girlfriend. Do it. It's something you're never going to regret building, and it's probably going to be one of the best journeys of your life.
Boy, mom, is why I don't have sympathy for a lot of stupid that women do. And this is a follow-up to the video I just made about the lady at work giving away her Valentine's Day flowers that was given to her from somebody she's dating. I see a lot of women trying to make excuses to myself. She was just spreading the love and she just... Stop. I'm a boy mom at the end of the day. Don't come over here if you don't want to be held accountable. Don't. I'm the first example of what a woman should be. That's what my son see. That's what my son see. I hold myself accountable and I self-reflect like a all the time. I try to be everything I want my son to have in a woman and in a wife and in a mother. I remember it was a time when I was honest and I said I would never want my son to bring home a woman like me. Ever. Because that's how I was. You couldn't tell me I was never wrong. I didn't know how to compromise, didn't know how to communicate, and sure didn't know how to comprehend. Just filled with trauma. Up. And I think it's whack as hell that when women are behaving in a certain way, it's always, yeah, but, or trying to prank them into being a victim. If you wrong, you wrong. That's how my page is. That's how I roll. I'ma always just call it how I see it. And they know that about their mama. Mama gonna always keep it real. You understand what I'm saying? And I thank God that I got the ability to also be able to look at everything from everybody's point of view and then come to my own conclusion. If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. That's just what it is across the board. Shit didn't make sense. I'm sorry. And being a boy mom, I always think about how would I feel if my son was treated in that way. I'm raising good young black men, God's will. How would I feel if a skank did something like that to my son? I would definitely tell my son, don't ever waste your time with that boy. Don't ever.
This episode is for women. I know it's so easy to feel discouraged by all of the unfair that we have to deal with when it comes to double standards, misogyny, power imbalances, all of that. There are hard times in life where obviously I could sit and think this would never happen to a man. If I had a dick, like, would I be further? Would I be treated different? All of it. As women, we are up against the biggest uphill battle. We are not all of the things that a lot of men think we are and want us to be.
Your success comes from having a podcast where every single one of your guests is just someone talking about how much they want to cheat on their husband. You've demonstrated exactly why we're called the land of opportunity, because you used your opportunity to make a podcast for moms who accidentally burned the lasagna on a Sunday night because they were too busy fantasizing about cheating on their husband of 20 years with their Pilates instructor. And that's how you make money. More than 300 times the average man. More than 99% of the globe. So I'm not really understanding this angle that you people like to take as if you're being held down. If anything, I'd say it's quite the opposite. You're doing the bare minimum. So imagine what women who are actually talented could do. But word on the street is she has the most listened to podcast by women in the world. So if you genuinely take advice from people like this, who are the top 0.01% of the world, who are feeding you victimhood because they'll say anything to keep themselves at the top and keep you on depression pills, and they laugh in your face because you fall for it every time. If these are your idols, then maybe you can't handle success anyway.
Y'all, please stop letting hating men and women bully you out of finding and wanting to be with a rich man. There is literally no award for suffering. And being with a rich man is lit. Like, you're not stressed out. You can focus on yourself. You get to do one in a lifetime experiences. And worst case scenario, if you get played, at least you get a good return on your investment. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't.
I'm not throwing my self-esteem on the ground because a guy have money. A lot of these rich people are into some weird. And when you get into a relationship with them, they want to do a bunch of stuff to you. Have you guys seen Diddy? Huh? The shit that Cassie had to go through with that man and he had money? That's what some of y'all are going to go through.
If you feel like the woman is letting herself go, ask yourself, am I loving her correctly to the point that she wants to show up as her best self? Sometimes it's not your man doing anything wrong. We deal with a lot of mental stuff. I need you to come and fight for me. Keep me safe from myself so much that I don't get to attack myself.
She said we gotta help her from fighting herself. So if you don't know what's wrong with you, how am I supposed to help you? Women need to wake up and at least hold themselves accountable. This experience that they speak of, that you're gonna just make them feel so magical when they don't know what's wrong with them, that you have to go find out what it is. So they're gonna blame you for everything. They want to be respected as adults but treated like children.
Specifically for the men, I just have a little question for you guys. It's a simple question, really.
Are any of you ready for a relationship?
I went on a date and it's like, it was good. And then yet, like, I'm just tired of, like, I don't know. The bill came. The bill didn't come. He asked for the bill. And in French, he said 2 bills. And then so they came. And I was like, if someone says, I want to take you out, then I want to be taken out, which means to me to pay and whatever. So we did that. I paid and it's fine. And then after I was honest and I just said it, like, I don't know. Cause I said, like, yeah, I thought you were going to take me out. And like, to me, that means pay. When he was like, I don't understand what you mean. I was honest and like, whatever, what else do I have to lose? I just want to be honest because there's a way that I want to be treated. And like, I might as well just tell someone, like, what else do I have to lose? I don't know. And then like afterwards, he was like, next time I'll pay. Like unprompted, he said that after we were having another conversation. I said, okay. And then he said, are you free this week? And I said, yeah. And then I texted him after and I'm like, I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it and didn't respond. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Like, I'm just tired of... I'm happy I was honest. But like, I just like want a gentleman.
I got rejected from a guy yesterday because, I'll read the text real quick. I feel like you really have your stuff together and I'm not really there yet. My focus is just kinda elsewhere.
I'm not ready for a relationship.
What do you mean you're not ready for a relationship? We met on a dating app!
Hey, if you aren't busy for the next, like 70 years-ish, I'd love to spend them with you.
Yesterday asked me if I think men are smarter than women. Wrong guy to ask. So I said yes. She goes, and we were in a group of people. She goes, why? And I said, buckle up, sweetheart, but I love being a dude because we're so dumb, we're so stupid, that we have to simplify to make sense in our brain and become smart. But you girls are so smart that you overcomplicate, you overthink it, you dig yourself into a hole and you become stupid. She goes, that doesn't make any sense. Give me an example. I couldn't say it, but her husband comes around from the side, RKO off the top rope, and goes, ladies and gentlemen, my wife. A simple answer from a man, overcomplicate.
It's complete and utter foolishness. I understand, man, you got to fight for your girl when she's not feeling the best, yada, 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 this and that. And like I said, protect and provider does not have it doesn't really have a job description. It's whatever I need you to be whenever I need you to be it. It's endless. Men can't come up to a woman and say, well, when does my job end? Well, it never ends. There's no scenario where you get to say, oh, well, you know, this is the end of my capabilities. You can't say that. We're not going to let you say that. Absolutely not. This is just what it is for now. Right? Oh, and by the way, I need you to do this. And the list keeps going. They keep on adding stuff over and over again. And a man will start with 50 different things in a relationship. But I'll give it year 2 or 3, he'll probably have 200 or 250 things on that list that he has to do. And these are regular things that he has to do weekly, not the ad hoc requests. Why would anybody want to be a part of that?